Hello fellow audio nerds, I'm Steph and this is Major Hi-Fi. This week I got to spend some quality time with the newest from JBL and Under Armour. This time the two companies are tackling true wireless earphones, so I got to spend some time with the Under Armour True Wireless Flash. But the real question is, okay, one, how do they sound? And two, are they really going to be a good option for gym rats? Because true wireless, sometimes they don't fit so well in the ears. Well, let's go back in time. I'll share with you my first impressions, and then I'll meet you right back here for my overall thoughts. All right, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome to my place. So today I have with me the Under Armour True Wireless Flash by JBL. And womp, I just recorded this whole video and then realized that my microphone wasn't working. So I have a working microphone now, but I'm not going to do the whole unboxing again. I will show you everything that is inside the box though. So let's get into it. First, we've got the earphones themselves here. We've got a charging case. We've got a micro USB charging cable here. A couple different ear tips, some fins, as you'll see, and then the actual buds as well, and then some documentation. But let's get into the design of the earphones, right into it. So something I really appreciated about these earphones is that they have this really kind of like grippy texture to them, and it like feels really nice in the hand. They feel very, very durable, and as you'll see, there's a little bit of texture around the actual earphone here. It's got this matte black finish with just this red stripe, and then of course this Under Armour kind of silvery metallic-y logo there. So it has a really cool kind of mechanical, masculine kind of look to them. I think they're really, really cool looking. And the thing that I was most impressed with is that they actually fit. These are the best fitting true wireless that I've ever felt before. Almost immediately, I have a seal in both my ear canal and with my actual ear because these fins fit right into the fold of the ear. And as a result of that, it just has an amazing sound isolation, but also it just fits super well, very secure. I was like shaking my head on the camera with these in. I'll give you an example, and no sign of them slipping at all. They just feel extremely, extremely on point with the fit. And they're comfortable too, because it's got this sort of like softness to it that really just feels nice on the ear. It didn't feel like a hard piece of plastic like jetting into the ear. It does feel kind of tight, so if you're not really into that kind of tight feeling, then you probably won't like this fit. But if you want that kind of secure thing, if you're a runner, if you like to go to the gym, or if you just have trouble kind of fitting things in the ears and you want that sense of security, these are going to be a great option for you. Now, when I initially connected this to my phone, it connected immediately. No issues at all. It was very, very easy actually. So the connection is good. And something that I think is really great about these is that they have a 5-hour charge for the actual earphones themselves. And then with the charging case, you get an additional 20 hours. So 25 hours in total of charge for these. And that's pretty great for a hey Bobo. They have a really great battery life there. But in addition, also you've got some touch controls on here that control a few different features. One of those features is listen through ambient mode. So if you're at the gym, for example, and you want to you know, someone's trying to get your attention because they want to use a piece of equipment you're using, all you do is tap once on the left side and yeah, it amplifies the sound around you, dims your music a little bit, and you can have that conversation and then go right back to listening. So it's really, really simple and easy to use, and the reactivity on the earphones is really great as well. And then additionally, these are actually sweat-proof, water-resistant IPX7. So these are going to be a really awesome option for those that like to run in the rain, or if you sweat a lot, these will remain secure in your ears, and you know, the actual earphones will be totally safe if you sweat a lot, and you will remain with that really, really nice fit that I've sort of described. But without further ado, let's get into the sound of these earphones here. Oh yeah, I was just listening to the song Humble by Kendrick Lamar, And the sub-synth and the kick drum have lots of power, lots of really nice kind of low-end energy going on with these earphones. I think this is going to make a lot of great kind of like hype music for you in the gym. But really, both of those two kind of sounded a bit louder in the mix than usual. Definitely had this sense of just like bigness, and they have a lot of powerful energy. Yeah, I was just listening to the song No Dad by Taylor Hollingsworth, and in this song, the electric guitar had this sense of like crispiness and presence to it for that kind of crunchy distortion, but it also felt really big at the same time, maybe a little bit lighter in the mix than usual. The vocal sounded a little bit louder in the mix than usual, actually. And yeah, overall the mid-range kind of gave you that power. The bass definitely sounded a little bit quieter in the mix, but something that kind of made up for that was that I could hear the kick drum coming through, which isn't the most easy thing to hear with IEMs, especially in this song, because there's kind of a really compact mid-range going on. So yeah, the mid-range feels good and kind of represented the bigness of that guitar in a really interesting way, actually. In a way that kind of got the power to come through without it feeling like over loud or covering up the vocal. Huh, interesting. Yeah, I was just listening to the song Crash by Against Me, and both the hi-hat and the tambourine in the song sounded like lighter and a little bit smaller than usual, but they kind of, the shape of the high end really kind of reaches up toward the higher highs, because at least in like the audible range, because yeah, those instruments sounded lighter, but then they had that sense of brightness to them, and it kind of affected the way the highs of the vocal sounded as well. But that said, the separation between the vocal and then the hi-hat and the tambourine was really nice, actually. And sometimes the highness of the vocal and those instruments could kind of like blend together, but with these there was that separation there. So I think overall, the highs felt a little bit dark, but it did have that extra little bit of like crispiness to it that brought some life to back to those cymbals. Okay, yeah, I was just listening to the song Sweet Spot by Kim Petras, and something that you know, the soundstage on these isn't very expansive at all, but something I did appreciate is that in this song, there was a really nice contrast between two sections, the kind of like narrow synths in the pre-chorus that then lead to these bigger, wider synths in the actual chorus, and that change happened really nicely with these. It kind of kept up with it and also was able to kind of get that emotional impact across. It's definitely didn't like add much soundstage to anything, but I was impressed that it was able to follow that and still kind of come across with like, you know, the energy of the song, that because it utilizes that in this song. But anyway, I'm going to keep listening to them, kind of flesh out some of what's going on, especially in the high frequencies for you, and then I'll meet you back at the Major Hi-Fi office for my overall thoughts. Alright, here we go. Overall, the low frequencies of the Flash definitely feel really deep and big. It really sounds like JBL wanted to infuse these earphones with a nice big low end to kind of try and help make them like a really motivational earphone, one that will really pump you up. And they definitely do that. It definitely gives you this sense of bigness, especially with genres that you might be listening to in the gym. So like hip hop, pop, rock, all of that stuff kind of has a sense of bigness in the low frequencies. For the middle frequencies of the Flash, the low mids sit a little bit quieter actually in the mix than the low frequencies do. And as a result, bass guitars will sound a little bit quieter in that region, but the thing is, it really helps to create the separation between the low frequencies and the rest of the mid-range. Additionally, there is a cut at the base of the high mids, so thicker vocals kind of they lean a little bit back into the mix, but brighter vocals, ones that are more female vocal or just kind of a smaller vocal in general, one that kind of comes more from the throat and the face, those types of vocals will actually sit louder in the mix because of a boost at the top part of the high mid. So it's sort of like a little bit of an uneven mid-range, but one that sort of shapes the sound. And again, sort of, I can tell it's really kind of specifying for hip hop, pop, and rock music, and trying to kind of make it sound best for those genres. Now, I was actually a little bit surprised by the high frequencies because I felt a cut in both the lower treble and the upper treble. There was a little bit of a boost in the upper octave, but overall the earphones kind of come across as a little bit dark because of that. But that said, mixes that utilize those kind of higher frequencies around like 10K or so, right at the base of the upper octave, that upper octave has a little bit of extra energy there, so you still will get a sense of crispiness from vocals, for example, like that little lift from like the breathiness of it. But that said, yeah, the rest of the high frequencies definitely feel shaped and feel a little bit lighter. Lastly, as for the soundstage, the earphones don't have a very big soundstage at all. It's a little bit narrow, but that said, I did think that the part of it that I was most impressed with was the sense of width, because there is still nuance there in that sense of width, and especially because of how well the earphones actually fit, you really do get a great sense of phantom center with these earphones. Now, the sense of height wasn't really anything to write home about, and the sense of depth wasn't really anything to write home about either. But that said, with this type of earphone, that's not really the goal of them, and so and because of the Bluetooth situation and everything, yeah, I think that the fact that they have that really nice tight fit helps the sense of phantom center and gives you a nicer sense of width. Overall, the Under Armour True Wireless Flash by JBL is a really great option for those of you who are looking to use these in the gym, because the fit is extremely well done. Especially if you don't have super small ears, but like smaller to sort of larger ears, you're going to get a great fit with these that you can kind of feel comfortable doing a lot of different movement with the earphones without them feeling like they're going to fall out. As for the soundstage, it definitely is optimized for the types of genres you would use in the gym, so hip hop, pop, and rock music. And then the high frequencies were a little bit dark, but that said, if there is information in sort of like the upper area, you will get a sense of crispiness from it. Thank you so much for watching. For another perspective on the Under Armour True Wireless Flash by JBL, check out the link in the description box down below. I've left a link to my colleague's review there. And yeah, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. All right, everybody, I will see you next time. Bye.